Hearty welcome you all, wonderful Shrotas. Again, congratulations that you are able to make it to these classes. Let us commit that we will not leave these classes till thoroughly the Jnanam is gained, sadhana is done, Lakshya is reached. May we pray for the same to the Lord also, to the Gurus also. The 13 Vyaktitvas of Loka Sevaka, Dharmastapaka, Viragi, Bhakta, Shishya, Mumukshu, Jignasu, Shrota, Sadhaka, Gambhira, and Sanskrita Bhasha Jnata. 6 sources of Shruti Mata, Devata Ganas, Jagan Mata, Ishvara, Parabrahma Tattva, and also any of those situations, any of the co-travelers around us, co-sadhakas, and like-minded people from whomever either information or inspiration or encouragement or empowerment, whichever is available for our sadhana, we can take the help of them. Have the knack of taking help from every source to improve in the Adhyatmic sadhana. Friends, Shwethashwathara Upanishad, Prathamodhyaya, we are seeing about the Paramatma Tattva alone is to be realized Nityam, that also in the heart, nothing other than it should be known, tried to be known. Then this Paramatma is known as expressing as the Triputi, and by devaluing the Triputi by all the genuine, serious, sincere means, we can go beyond it to see that Nirvishesha Aparoksha Pratyagatma, which is the experience of the moksha. So, for that, various Purana quotations are done. Kavashaya Purana and Vishnu Purana also we saw. Vishnu Purana last mantra, once more we'll see in the 12th mantra. Now, 13th, 14th mantras of this first chapter talk about taking the help of Pranava for Upasana to be able to gather ourselves, to be able to qualify ourselves for doing the above said deep inquiry yukta meditation to realize that Nirguna Nirakara Nirvishesha Brahma. So, which is said in all Upanishads. Therefore, this Upanishad scrupulously loves and takes help of all Upanishads without any inhibition or hesitation. Therefore, when in other Upanishad, the Pranava Upasana as Alambana is given, why not use it here also? So, therefore, two mantras are dedicated to that. Thereafter, four examples are given to say that in this way is the Brahman, you have to realize it. And then one or two, some outer preparations, qualifications to ensure that we don't falter in this sadhana are indicated. In this way, with this first chapter of 16 mantras concludes. So we are in the 13th mantra. We'll just go through it. And before that, our Mangalacharana shlokas, Shanti mantras, to tune ourselves to the Paramatma and the Sankalpa. And before that, our everyday's common sense thought. Today's common sense thought is so simple, so quick and all. Ki in this Adhyatmika Marga, everything is so tough. And one place we try to set one thing, other place something gets missed again. By the time we patch it up, again this thing gets us into the trouble. You know, if we try to manage the vasanas, the habits trouble us. If we try to manage the habits, the vasanas are so powerful, they won't leave us. When we are focusing on them, then our faculties have so much of attraction to the world. When you try to keep the objects away, again the mind again comes out with its own the Arishad Vargas. And when every of these things we have to manage, then our prarabdha comes to trouble us. When the prarabdha is there, we are managing. Then the Devatas themselves put the troubles. Then the Ishvara himself puts us in some or the other job. Some runa we have to clear. So if we sort out one thing, other thing again comes. By the time we manage these things, again the Shastra Jnana, we forget it. And while studying the Shastra also, from the Guna Drushti, if we see, try to bring the mana to the Sattva Guna, it comes but again slips down into Rajoguna. From the Rajas, we try to bring into Sattva, it doesn't come into Sattva but it goes into the Tamoguna. चलो साधना करते करके we just leave everything else. We enter into again the tamoguna of lethargy. So let us come out of tamoguna, let us do some work for it. While we engage in the work, again we become busy in the rajoguna. One or the other, it goes on troubling a seeker till he completely comprehends all these things. The outer problems, the inner problems. And then aneka, the kala prabhava, which kala we are there in, and the people around us with whom we are associated. Not that it is just like that a gross thing, in a subtle manner also. Everybody with whom we are associated, their thoughts towards us, good or bad, our responsibilities towards them, all of them play their very subtle and vital role in helping us or troubling us in our sadhana. Isn't it like you troubled someone for known or unknown reasons? Even if you have not troubled, they got troubled because you could not do favor to them. They send negative thoughts. That is enough to disturb your subtle inner personality. It can be your own family members. Your own son can think, today father has not given me the money. That is enough. That anger thought of him disturbs us, our sadhana, our study, the fathers. So to the wife. He has not given me this or that if she says. Because the subtly we are connected to each other. Subtle personalities are so volatile and so much of delicate they are, they just get disturbed. And the dushta shaktis that are there in the kala. There are some people like we pray Sarve Janaha Sukhino Bhavantu. We do the prayer, no? There are some people who say Sarve Janaha Dukhino Bhavantu. There are people who say the sadhaka should get disturbed. So the aneka sukshma rupena dushta shakti is unknown to us. They also keep on working at a subtle level. So them also we have to manage, isn't it? Though not one. In general, in life also, we all know when the body is maintained, the finance problem. Finances are maintained, the family problem. Family is maintained, some other responsibility comes. By the time we do that, the business problem. You tackle that, the government problem, then the legal problem, then the in-laws problem. The from nowhere the neighbor's problem come. From somewhere the house problem will come, and again the vehicle will trouble us. There is no respite. Remember, in life, outer. In the same way, in spirituality also, not an easy thing. And we get tired. Not that we have infinite source of strength and energy gathered through so many of variety of tapasyas from long, long, long lives. So we get tired, we get fatigued, we get exhausted, we get frustrated, we get disappointed, we get dejected, we get demoralized also. We get doubts in our mind regarding what we are doing. Not one, not two. We have to be honest to know that these many ways the problems come. We have to have courage to know that the spiritual life is not smoother or easier. And that's why, it takes long, long, long time to manage one by one, one by one, one. So in each of the life, one or two things are managed. In the next life, one or two, one or two. Now, to sustain the inspiration, continuously we have to be in the satsang. Continuously we have to be in the study of Shastras. More importantly, continuously we have to be watchful about our own entire personality's behavior. And that is the toughest thing. They are like children. Children are the toughest to manage because they take us for granted because we have given them so much of the value or importance. In a class of 50 students, all the 49 can be easily managed by the teacher, but for that one stupid fellow who is his own son, उसको मुश्किल होता है मैनेज करना because he is so much pampered at home as by the father that he takes it like that only, even in the school. So very tough it is. So too, others we can sometimes control, keep them away, but our own faculties, like our own children, which are otherwise tampered by pampering them, they become so naughty. When you say just keep quiet, I have to do sadhana, they say what keep quiet? How can I keep quiet? I have nobody else than you to disturb karte hain wo log. The body wants to sleep, the senses want to enjoy the objects of the world. The mind wants to just keep on wander in the world of things and beings. How much our Shastra we study, how much our Viveka Vairagya we try to get. You shut up, ऐसा कहती है mind हमको. You can never control me. It is impossible. ऐसा behave करता है. And the intellect, you can never easily make it free from the dust, free from the rust. Make it very subtle, make it always available. So these are all things to be done in spirituality. And to maintain all of them, the three most important things. One of the Nantara, Shastra Adhyana, and Shastrokta Mantra Manana Chintana. The mantra भी याद नहीं रहता हमारे चित्त में. Second is that Guru Upasanas. Where is the Guru accepted in our heart? That we are doing Upasana to him, without whose grace it is so tough to keep moving on the आध्यात्मिक मार्ग. हम कभी गुरु में निश्चय बुद्धि ही नहीं हुआ. Then how to do Guru Upasana we don't know. See at home how many levels we are. Then the Ishvara Upasana. The Ishvara Upasana, the Guru Upasana, Shastra, Mantra, what do you call, remembrance of them, contemplating them, managing every of the physiological faculties. Body, you have to keep it fit. Pranamaya kosha, you have to keep it strong. Mind, we have to quieten. Senses, we have to curtail or curb. The intellect has to be always kept up to the mark. You know, this life of spirit, as tough like a army person. सुबह 4 बजे उठना ही पड़ता है 5 बजे. They have to just get themselves freshened up. Not one day, please. Throughout life, throughout their service period. That heavy shoe they have to wear, heavy dress they have to wear, all the heavy helmets they have to wear, that big guns and all heavy they have to carry, and they have to go jogging to the place of training if it's a training period. एंड इन द धूप में खड़े होकर जो ट्रेनिंग्स है वो सब सुनना होता है, समझना होता है वो. यू अंडरस्टैंड. एंड भूख प्यास ऑल ऑफ दैट दे हैव टू कंट्रोल. दे आर टेकन फॉर डिफरेंट एक्सपेरिमेंट्स टू डिफरेंट जंगल्स, प्लेसेस, पहाड़, नदियाँ, क्या क्या होते हो सारा उनको. Not only physical, at the mind level too. How they have to be sharp, alert, if the little higher rank officers, to be able to plan well. If there are some terrorists around, say yesterday, what mistake happened, we don't know. Our people were attacking them, but then they retaliated. One of the soldier again died. How painful it is. So they have to protect themselves. They have to maintain their confidence levels. They have to just see where the enemies are there, target there. Oh, for Babre. And everyday affair it is. So many reports they have to do to the officers. Like that, a businessman, not an easy thing to him. Politician, toughest of all to him. In the same way, spirituality is not easier, isn't it? Accepting it makes it half easy. Keep on doing it till it becomes a habit. Is makes it completely easy. Habit of everything, as we listed now. Habit of managing time, habit of managing energies, habit of maintaining Sharira Prana Indra Mana Buddhi, habit of negotiating with the unexpected prarabdhas come. Isn't it the moods of the mind get swing? You know, Every one of them we should be so alert to manage all that, like the pilot flying the flight. So there can be heavy winds, there can be turbulences, there can be clouds you'll have to go through. There are the outer problems. Inside the entire flight mechanism, which snag will come at what time, it doesn't know. He'll have to be very alert. He's carrying a people, 100, people. So everyone will have to see the safety of them. See that pilot, how he negotiates, receiving the signal, sending the whereabouts and all. Takeoff से लेकर लैंडिंग में till that bus or shed लेने जाने तक he cannot have the respite. A train driver also. Not that seated care, no. Everything he'll have to watch. The signal system, the loops and all of that, the आने वाले जाने वाले train. ट्रैफिक तो इतना बढ़ गया आजकल. Speed you have to maintain, stations you have to maintain. It's not easy thing. ना exactly on the platform you have to stop. कभी एक ही प्लेटफॉर्म में दो दो ट्रेन भी होते हैं. You just see the world. In the same way, spiritual people have their own spiritual, so many of difficulties. Now, with all these things heard now, one thing is sure. In any field, when you have to exceedingly excel, satisfactorily excel, is it not that we have to totally dedicate to that field? Isn't it? And while dedicating to that field, other some inevitable things are there. Like I said, the pilot of the flight or the driver of the train or the politician. Along with their chosen fields and the, what I say, lot of struggles in that field. Other inevitable things of maintaining their own body and its health, maintaining the family, maintaining the social family related obligations. वो तो किसी को छोड़ते ही नहीं. You may be a president or prime minister, you have obligations. कोई दूसरे देश का बंदा आएगा, you have to attend them. One day गया, एनर्जी भी गया. That is required also. And you have your own other friends and relatives who कोई शादी में बुलाते हो, इनाग्रेशन में बुलाते हैं, which are obligations, which have nothing to do with spirituality. So you and I also, while being in Adhyatmikata, so many other responsibilities also we have to manage. Some of them we can just relinquish by saying bye to them. But what about our maintaining our regular things? So by saying that all this is total dedication for the Adhyatmikata is necessary. Total application is necessary to manage, sort out every of these things. This should click to us. For that only we have talked about all these things. Only deciding that I'm fully or full time Adhyatmik Sadhaka, then one by one thing we have to sort out. The Tamoguna Rajaguna I have to sort out. From the Guna standpoint, if you see, bring the Sattva maintain it, which is a lifelong job. Little wrong food eaten, Rajoguna comes, Tamoguna comes. Bas gaye 2-3 दिन. And that risk never ends. If you are not making Rajo Tamoguna Bhojana, somebody will make and give it. Isn't it? Little of 10-20 minutes, you watch something at TV, the mind becomes Tamoguni. Again to bring it to Sattva And you cannot say, oh, no, I will leave the TV. Hota nahi, फिर again you want to see that. टीवी हो या सेल फोन हो या न्यूज़पेपर हो, कोई भी हो हमको डिस्ट्रैक्ट करते हैं ना. And we say I cannot leave them. So bhojana, the vatavarana, the programs, the people come to us, the topics they bring, the thoughts which they impose on us, the obligations we have to fulfill with them. A useless fellow, your grandchild, you have to answer him also. Good for nothing fellow. क्या है फायदा उससे? बकवास टाइम वेस्ट. But then you feel you have to give time to him, obligation to him. ऐसे एक एक को एक एक सबको सेम नहीं होते हैं, और हर एक को कुछ ना कुछ होता है. In that 60-70% are self-invited, which can be avoided. Among remaining 40, 15-20 can be managed effortlessly. बस 10-20% ज़्यादा हेडेक वाले होते हैं. अब उसको भी मैनेज करना. सो आर वी टोटली इन टू डेडिकेट बात स्पिरिचुअलिटी है ना. हमारा हमेशा जर्नी एक कदम बस में लगाते एक जमीन पे है. इसलिए हम सफ़र करते हैं in English more than in Hindi. Isn't it? That's what takes time. That I'm now fully into spirituality. My doors are closed for everything else. Only then, in spirituality, as we said so many things, one by one we negotiate. One by one we sort out. One by one we set right. In one life, one or two things only we can set. Again one life, again one life. Like that it goes on, goes on, goes on. See how much patience we need. And how much we need for inspiration the Nirantara Shastra Adhyana and Shravana Manana. Because that alone reminds us that this is what's the goal for which we have taken a spiritual path. The glory of that goal, if we don't remember even 1 or 2 days, the interest goes away. Immediately the spiritual person in us becomes quite dull, benumbed, dumb he becomes. Oh, chahiye. Then how much we need the Divya Shaktis of our own Upasanas, Divya Shaktis of our own lot of disciplines, Divya Shakti of Bhagavad and Guru Kripa to destroy our own personal negative Shaktis, to combat our own personal negative Shaktis. हमारे अंदर जो बुरे आदत रूप दुष्ट शक्तियां हैं उन सबको भी हराना पड़ता है. Then the, as we said earlier, the other shaktis around non positive उनको भी हमें डिफीट करना पड़ता है. एवरीथिंग इज ए शक्ति. द वाइफ इज ए शक्ति, हस्बैंड इज ए शक्ति, चिल्ड्रन आर द शक्ति, द everybody is a shakti who will be disturbing our peace, our quietness. Narayana, our what is a spiritual tempo, spiritual balance. Not that they want to do or they deliberately do, but it is like that. And our problem, we can't be without them and we can't live them. ज़रूरत भी है उनका. So, learning the art of doing what is to be done, yet not getting disturbed, and doing it every time. It's not one day only the servant ka problem. It's every day. Not one day that you manage the husband. It's every day. Not one day the wife or children. It's every day. Every day we have to have the Shakti. And what Shakti they come with every day, we don't know. Isn't it? Not guaranteed that every day we only succeed. More than all this, our own mind uncontrolled. भाग ही रहा है वृत्तियों का. Why are you running? Why don't you keep quiet? No, मेरे को आदत है. So this is all together. We're all practical in all these things. That's why somewhere in the corner the thought that I'm a spiritual person, somewhere in the corner that there is an understanding spiritual goal means this, spiritual sadhana means this करके वो पता नहीं लाइन में कहाँ रहता है knowledge. All these said things only overpower us and we give priority importance to them only. So in सबको नकारते हुए I am spiritual seeker, my goal is Paramatma. For that only I'll do everything, everything else I give up. That's the meaning of Etad Gneyam Nityameva Atma Samstam Nata Param Veditavyami Kinchit. These are the convictions, these are commitments. Then Bhokta Bhogyam Preritaram Chamatva. Sarvam Proktam Trividham Brahmametat. This is the sadhana later on. May we have all these clarities, may we have all the courageous guts to manage everything and yet don't lose our inspiration to be on the path. Spiritual. Till we reach the goal, let it take its own time. I'll put my own efforts. I will balance everything. My Guru Bhakti I'll balance. My Desha, what do you call? Daiva Bhakti I'll balance. My Shastra Jnanam I'll balance. My upadhis I will balance. My outer duties I will balance. My prarabdhas I will balance. Vasanas I will balance. So, oh, re baap re baap re baap re. Be aware of all that. Expand the knowledge of all these things. Then just to see, become an expert to manage all these things and take the gadi of Adhyatmikata further ahead. And while doing so, don't compare with others. Some people are before us, some are behind us. Behind वाले आगे भी चले जाएंगे, आगे वाले पीछे भी हो जाएंगे. These are all wrong comparisons, nonsense. Who has got what prarabdha to manifest at what time, we don't know, good or bad. Never compare with others. कि वो बंदा इतना जल्दी गुरु का इतना प्यारा हो गया, गुरु महाराज तो उसको इतना कर रहे हैं उपदेश साध, nothing doing, it is wrong. What is between that person, that guru, that is sadhana, is single one to one, that's it. You can never compare with others. You mind yours, you get inspiration if required from them, if it helps. Always inspiration is good. Looking at others, that's one of the simple thing. When we look at Bhagavan or big gurus, we don't get inspiration from them. We feel devoted to them. We do namaskar to them and we tell them, you do our sadhana. But when they are equivalent people, either we can have the worst durguna of the jealousy, if we are stupid fellows, or we can have an inspiration. Yeah, if he can do, why can't I do? That's a very good, healthy inspiration. Your own colleagues, your own aged people. Some of them 10 years, 20 years younger than you, but doing well in sadhana. Get inspired. Don't get inspired from the equal aged, the worldly bhogis. वो तो मेरे से 5 साल बड़े हैं और भी टीवी देख रहा है, अभी भोग कर रहा है, इसका मतलब ये हुआ कि मैं और 5 साल भोग करूं. दैट्स नेगेटिव इंस्पिरेशन. देयर आर पीपल लाइक दैट आल्सो, द जीवास. उसको देखकर ऐसा नहीं होना. हाउ यू टोल्ड मी टू गेट इंस्पायर्ड फ्रॉम माय फ्रेंड्स. ऑल माय फ्रेंड्स गो टू किट्टी पार्टीज एंड क्लब्स एंड ऑल दैट, सो आई गॉट इंस्पायर्ड. बाय बाय. एंड डोंट टेल मी दैट. So today's thought is just open up for accepting all these things and just roll up the sleeves, tighten the belts, get that parachute well tied up or all that bungee jumping suit जो भी है और the scuba diving वाला सारा तैयार करके jump into the horizon of आकाश. अब आध्यात्मिकता managing all the things. It's a beautiful struggle if you look at that way. It's a struggle, terrible struggle, but it also beautiful because the cause is great. And the cause is moksha. The other struggles are also great struggles, but the cause is not moksha. Therefore, वो सब finally बांधने वाले होते. The struggle for artha, the struggle for kama, all of that is also struggle. But then, not a fascinating, enchanting words because with all the efforts and success in them, it is binding only. है ना? ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्मविद्यासम्प्रदायकर्तृभ्यो वंशऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः. ओम मेरि मे गुरुवे पूर्वं पदवाक्यप्रमाणतः व्याख्याताः सर्ववेदान्ताः तान् नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम्. ओम शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः. निधये सर्वविद्यानां विषजे भवरोगिणां गुरवे सर्वलोकानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः. श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्. ॐ भवता जनता सुविता भविता निजबोधविचारणचारुमते कलयेश्वरजीवविवेकविदं भवशङ्करदेशिकमे शरणम्. ॐ ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं दत्तमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतम् भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तन्नमामि. परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे समस्त ब्रह्मविद्याचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः. श्वेताश्वतरोपनिषदाचार्येभ्यो नमः. संकल्पः तेषां सर्वेषां कृपानुग्रहेण उपनिषदुक्तब्रह्मात्मैक्यबोधेन अस्मिन् क्षणे एव मोक्षकैवल्यप्राप्त्यर्थं सनातनधर्मस्य वैदिकहैन्दव संस्कृतेः साम्प्रदायानां शास्त्राणां मोक्षमार्गाणां गुरुशिष्यभक्तभगवत्परम्परादीनां पुनरुत्थानजागरणविश्वव्याप्तिविश्व आध्यात्मिकप्रगतेकता शान्तिपुरोऽभिवृद्ध्यर्थम् अस्मिन् सनातनधर्मसंस्थापने गङ्गां निरन्तरदिग्विजयार्थं श्रीरामकृष्णादि समस्तमन्दिराणामाश्रमाणां पुण्यदिव्यक्षेत्राणां भूभागादीनां पुनरभाप्ति तेषु निरंतर शास्त्र अध्ययन अध्यापना उपासना यज्ञयाग साधना सेवा माता पितृ देवदर्श यज्ञयाग सेवा साधना तपस्यादीनां द्वारा भारतवर्षस्य सनातनधर्मस्य बाह्याभ्यन्तरशत्रूणां शाश्वतरूपेण समूलनिर्मूलनार्थं भारतवर्षे विश्वे तस्मात् क्षणादारभ्य वैदिकहैन्दवसंस्कृतेः शाश्वतरूपेण सम्प्रतिष्ठावाप्त्यर्थं विश्वे मोक्षधर्मपुरुषार्थप्रतिष्ठाद्वारा विश्व संरक्षणाभिवृद्ध्यर्थमनेक शास्त्राणाम् अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्नमध्ये श्री कृष्णयजुर्वेदीय श्वेताश्वतरोपनिषदः आद्यशंकर भाष्य समेत अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्न मोक्षार्थम वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे आदौ पारायणम. Let us begin the chanting of third chapter, 5 mantras. ओम अथ तृतीयोऽध्यायः. ओम य एको जालवान् ईशत ईशनीभिः सर्वान् लोकान् ईशत ईशनीभिः य एवैक उद्भवे सम्भवे च य एतत् विदुरमृतास्ते भवन्ति एको हि रुद्रो न द्वितीयायतस्थुः य इमान् लोकान् ईशत ईशनीभिः प्रत्यङ्जनान् तिष्ठति संचुकोशान्तकाले संसृज्य विश्वा भुवनानि गोपाः विश्वतश्चक्षुरुत विश्वतो मुखः विश्वतो बाहुरुत विश्वतस्मात् संबाहुभ्यां धमति संपतत्रैः द्यावा भूमि जनयन् देव एकः यो देवानां प्रभवश्चोद्भवश्च विश्वाधिपो रुद्रो महर्षिः हिरण्यगर्भं जनयामास पूर्वं स नो बुद्ध्या शुभया संयुनक्तो या ते रुद्रशिवा तनूः अघोरा पापकाशिनी तया नस्तनुवा शन्तमया गिरिशन्त अविचाकशीः. ओम शान्ति शांति शांति. अथ प्रथमोऽध्यायः. ओम नित्यानन्दं निराधारं निखिलाधारम् अव्ययं निगमाद्यगतं नित्यं नीलकण्ठं नमाम्यहम्. ओम सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः. ओम शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः. Chant the 12th mantra. एतद्ज्ञेयं नित्यमेवात्मसंस्थं नातः परं वेदितव्यं हि किञ्चित् भोक्ता भोग्यं प्रेरितारं च मत्वा सर्वं प्रोक्तं त्रिविधं ब्रह्ममेतत्. So every word with Bhashya thoroughly we studied along with all the quotations that are given by Shankara Bhagavan from various Puranas. So this Atma Samstam Brahman alone Nityam Gneyam. Something other than it, anything other than it, in trying to know it, that appears to be real and that covers the reality. Therefore, from the heart, something else is worthy of knowing, something else is worthy of gaining. That misconception should be finally eliminated. Ataha param veditavyam hi kinchit. Then jump into the sadhana. Sadhana is the Parabrahman is imagined as Bhokta Bhogya Prerita. So by pravilapana of this Bhoktadi Prapancha, Bhoktadi Ashesha Bheda Prapancha Vilapanena Nirvishesha Brahma Atmanam Vijaniyatu. So we have got all of that. Nirvishesha Brahmatmanam Janiyat. We have seen it. Now, Sarvam Proktam Trividham Brahmametat means all this Prauktam, these three things which we generally deal with, all this is Brahman only. So, our purpose of studying Upanishad is Brahma Vichara should grow. Sarvam Brahma, this knowledge should grow. Brahman projected on it is this world, that clarity should grow. Brahma Prapti Eva Moksha Hetu, this Nishchaya should grow. If this is happening, we are on the right track of studying our Upanishads. Right, now this Kavayashaya quotation, Kavashaya Gita and Vishnu Purana Gita, Vishnu Purana, 2 minutes when we see that. Enough, then we will go to our Pranava Upasana mantras. What is it? Tata cha uktam Kavashaya Gitayam. What is said in Kavashaya Gitam? Tyaktva sarva vikalpanscha स्वात्मस्थं निश्चलं मनः कृत्वा शान्तो भवेद् योगी दग्धेन्धन इवानलः. A very beautiful picturizable guidance or direction it is. We should be able to develop that visualization capacity of what is told to us to do as sadhaka, the sadhana. पिक्चराइज करो, देन उस तरह करने का कोशिश शुरू करना है कोशिश, एंड बहुत टफ है वो, करते जाओ आसान बनता रहता है. द थ्रेशोल्ड पीरियड ऑफ shifting from so difficult it is to I am able to manage it, everybody will have to go through that, crossing that threshold period, that toughest period, and we have to maintain it there. Like you have crossed the toughest period of I cannot attend morning class. Still every day you have to manage to come. In other classes where you have failed, you miss it. So here you could manage it in the same way. The threshold period that it is so tough to me, we have to cross over, and I am managing it and keep on managing it. Learning to manage the inspiration and consistency is the greatest achievement. From that only, from the managing level to the performance level, from the performance level to the most perfect performance level, we evolve slowly. So Kavashaya Gita said ki, see, first point, Tyaktva Sarva Vikalpan. So simple it is. Brahman alone is reality. Anything other than Brahman, how much ever realistic it is appearing, all of that is Vikalpa only. The imagination on the Brahman, that's not worthy of pursuing. Therefore, Tyaktva. The importance given to is given up. Therefore, the pursuit of it is given up. Thereby, the time, energy which were wasted for that are conserved. Tyaktva sarva vikalpan. This is a sadhana to begin with. Now we see how many vikalpas we have on the Brahman projected and taken as real and given importance, and we are taking that as the goal. We are going on pursuing with all faculties only that one, and even after getting it, still we are deluded because it is unreal. Still we are in misery, or still we are in bondage. Still that moha doesn't go away. Ki we are getting whatever we want, but what we want we are getting, and that alone is binding us. That thing is not clicking to us. कि जो हम चाह रहे हैं वो मिल रहा है, जो हम चाह कर कोशिश करके पा रहे हैं वही हमको बांध रहा है, ये बात वो क्लिक नहीं हो रहा. That is the unfortunate thing. That is immaturity. That is where we need Ishvara Guru Kripa to give that subtle intuitive intellect that it clicks to us. So whatever I am wanting, I am getting, and whatever I am now is by my own want and effort, and that is what troubling me. So anything, everything other than Brahman, if I want, it will come, but it will bind me. Therefore, let me not want anything. That's the meaning of Tyaktva Sarva Vikalpan. Second one, Manaha Swatmastham Nishchalam Krutva. Making the mind Swatmastha, tuned to the inner self and steadied in that way. मन स्वात्मस्त करना और उसको और दूसरा विचार आने नहीं देना, निश्चल. Like when you have to go to a temple darshana, first you have to stand in the lane. That's called as Svatmastam. Then be focused on the Lord whose darshana you have to going to have, for which you have standing there. Don't again, even in standing line, take out the cell phone and talk or look at the people around here. No, no, no. There, once you are in the line, you make the mind nischal that you are going to have the darshan of this Lord. I have to invoke His blessings for my safety or my prosperity. Here also, mana should not any anatmastha, and mana should be nischala, no more chanchala. So the steady focus of mind on the self. Now the focus on the self is so many ways, hundreds and thousands of ways we have already seen. Now one by one, we cannot see all of them, isn't it? In every class, in every of the Upanishadic talk, we are seeing that only. The Atmastam. What is Atman? Other than Panchakoshas, other than the three gunas, other than the three dehas, other than the three avasthas, other than the triputi of Jnata, Jnanam, Gneyam. These are all the Atma Lakshanas Tadastha Rupena. What is the Atma Lakshana? Swarupa Rupena, that which is Sat, which is always there in all three periods of time. That which is Chit, pure consciousness which has never become into three thoughts. Then the Anantata, that which feeling, that experience, which is continuously happening in me. That's called Atma. To that, the mind is focused. That's called as Manaha Swatmastam Krutva. Another way is what? All Anatma rejected. Then Atma cannot be done anything with it. You have to be that later on. So Anatma Tyaga also is the way for the mind to be in the Swatmast. Another way is what? Mind is thoughts. So where from the mind and thoughts are arising, where the mind and thoughts are dissolving. Focusing on that also, Swatmastam Manaha Krutva. So these are all many a time discussed. Therefore, it's not said here. Only this is said, Manako Atmastu Manav. So Tyaktva Sarva Vikalpanscha Manaha Swatmastam Nishchalam Krutva. Nischala Swatmastu. So these words are so simple. But to achieve that state of mind focusing on Atman, to achieve the state of mind is Nischala in its focus without any Chanchalata. Oh, it is a lifelong process. You know, it's lifelong, like 1 hour counseling the doctor gives for all the diseases and he prescribes 10, 12 medicines or 5, 6 of them. Then it is a 6 months process, 8 months process, 1 year process to follow that medication till we come out of whatever the problem we invited to come out of it. एक घंटा ही वहाँ सलाह मशवरा होता है लेकिन प्रैक्टिस 1 साल का. Here also one shloka only the guru will tell. Siddhanta Jnana. But to practice it, master it, it takes time. So the first one itself, ki tyaktva sarva vikalpan, it needs lot of maturity, viveka, vairagya, and ensuring it. अरे यार मैंने इसको छोड़ दिया था ना फिर से क्यों मन में आ रहा है यू गड़ा हाँ now I am ensured last 10 days I have seen in my mind there is no vikalpa has come other than Brahman seeking my interest, seeking my attention. Again, you have to still be alert. You can't give it up. You can never take it for granted. Even after 5 years, also, those things we thought we have given up may come at the very. So, in that way, Tyaktas discussed. Don't make it very complicated, etc. Simple. Anything other than Brahman is Vikalpa. Our interest in them should not be there. Sarva Vikalpan Tyaktva. Then Manahasva Atmastam Krutva and Nishchalam Krutva. The second training of putting the mind towards the self and making it steady. Isn't it like taking the vehicle from the garage or from the place in our house under the whatever the shed to the galia, from that the main road. Taking the vehicle to the main road is swasthmastam. Then there on the highway you have to keep on traveling. That's called nishala. So आत्मा के प्रति मन को फोकस करा के उस मन को निश्चल करना. See, these things we never value, never mind, never try to contemplate. But in this only all sadhana to be done is indicated. See, this is another moha. We are studying Shastras. We are trying to understand them. Again, we are very efficient to forget them. Main things we are missing. The Nakinchida Vichintayat of Gita is equal to Tyaktva Sarva Vikalpan. Atmasamsamana Krutva. Here also, Swatmastam Krutva Manaha. There, Shane Shane Uparametu, whenever the mind Yatayato Nishtarati will bring back. The Yatayato Nishtarati Yadastata Niyamyatat, what is said in Gita is said here as Nishchalam. So, Tyaktva Sarva Vikalpanscha Swatmastam Manaha Nishchalam Krutva. Then what? Shantaha Bhaved Yogi. So, in that application of the mind toward the self, consistently, the mind first gets focused on self, then loses its chanchalata and becomes nischala. Then the mind dissolves in the Paramatma Tattva. That is called here the Shanta Bhavet Yogi. And at that time his experience is the self alone, which is Nirguna Nirvishesha Nirakara, Satyam Jnanam Ananta. To indicate that, here said, Dagda Indana Iva Analaha, fire blazing. You know, fire is Atman. In the next sloka, in continuation of this only, the example of Dagda Indana will be given. The Atman is the fire. Which fire? The unmanifested. To that fire unmanifested, when the mind and its vrittis are added like the fuel, the Atman alone is projected as the world. Now we are no more attending with the mind anything else because Tekta Sarvikalpan, then that manifested Paramatma in the form of the world through the thoughts, that blazing fieriness slowly quietens. That's the meaning of Dagdha Indhanaha Iva Analaha. The fire, when it is added with fuel, how it is blazing, and when the entire indhana is dagdha, all fuel is given, is stopped and consumed by the fire, how it slowly becomes quite, and becomes settled. That's called the Shanta Sthiti. In the Shanta Sthiti, the Anubhuti is there that I am Brahman. It is, we are telling it, but वहाँ कहने को भी नहीं होता, कहने की जरूरत नहीं होती. हम सत्स्वरूप, हम चित स्वरूप, हम आनंद स्वरूप. This is what is called as the thing to be done and achieved by a yogi. So, त्यक्त्वा सर्वविकल्पांश्च स्वात्मस्थं निश्चलं मनः कृत्वा शांतो भवेद् योगी दग्धेन्दनैवानलः. So, yogi दग्ध इंधन इवानलः भवेतु मनः आत्मस्थं कृत्वा निश्चलः. Before that, सर्वविकल्पान् त्यक्त्वा. Now translate this shloka into your language, in whichever you are familiar with. अपने भाषा. अच्छा, मन को जो है ना बाकी सारे विकल्पों से खींचकर अपने आत्म स्वरूप में ही हमें लगाना है, इसको निश्चल करना है. करते करते एक समय आएगा जहाँ जैसा पूरा ईंधन खत्म हुआ तो जैसे आग बुझ जाती है, उस तरह सारा मन विकल्प मन का प्रकोप रूपी अग्नि पूरा दग्ध होकर शांत हो जाएगा. उसमें जो अग्नि शांत हुआ के अर्थ, द परमात्मा से जो भी प्रकट हो रहा था वो सब शांत होगा. केवल परमात्मा का अनुभव जो फिर किसी शब्दों में बताए नहीं जा सकते, उसका होता है. दैट आई एम दैट. परम आत्मा अनुभव इज, डोंट लुक एट दिस वर्ड ऑब्जेक्टिवली. परम मीन्स सुप्रीम, आत्मा इन सेल्फ मीन द रियल सेल्फ इन मी ऑफ इट्स अनुभव. Right? This is the simple but complete guidance given in this Kavashaya Gita. We have given good amount of time yesterday. Today, I'm sure it helped us. Now let us see same in the Vishnu Dharma, Vishnu Purana. Tadacha Shri Vishnu Purane. Though it is Vishnu Purana, talking about the Vishnu Kathas, etc. Maybe after Skanda Purana is over, maybe in a year's time, I feel like either taking up Vishnu Purana or Suta Samhita or महाभारत, कुछ तो होगा. लेट अस सी कौन सा है. शंकर भगवान का लिटरेचर तो चलता ही रहेगा. इवन भाष्य पारायण तो 6 महीने चलेगा. योग वासिष्ठ तो 5 साल गारंटी है. सो वी आर फिक्स्ड इन आवर इवनिंग क्लासेस. नारायण. सो विष्णु पुराण से कि तस्यैव कल्पनाहीन स्वरूप ग्रहणं हि यत मनसा ध्यान निष्पाद्यं समाधिस्व विधीयते. Moksha is defined here along with sadhana tayari. So tasya eva, of whom that Parabrahman who is kalpanahinaha, in whom this what do you call Jiva Ishwar Jagat Triputi Kalpana is no more there. Kalpanahina Swarupa Grahanam. That Kalpanahina Parabrahma is Grahanam experienced as Swarupa our own. So Parabrahma minus Kalpana is our own self. Our own self with Kalpana is the Jiva Jagadeshwar. So tasya eva kalpana hina swarupa grahanam hi atu. How do we achieve that grahanam experience of tasya, that Paramatma, free from the kalpana of the Triputi, which is a giver of moksha, is manasa dhyana nishpatyam. It is obtained by nishpatyam, means nishpati means outcome of the dhyana of the mana by focusing on it. Manasa dhyana nishpadyam. And that experience is called in the Vedanta the Vedantic Samadhi. Samadhi sa avidhiyate. So in that the Samadhi meaning is धी क्या है ना सम हो गया उस परमात्मा में, समा गया उस परमात्मा में. Remember, so simple it is. From the pure consciousness, for whatever reason, the mind has come out. The mind is the one which is playing the play of thoughts of Jiva Jagat Ishvara. That's all the whole samsara. Jiva Jagat Ishvara Kalpana is dropped, then the mind is taken back into its own source. The self, the Brahman, wherein Brahman is experienced. A state of no mind it is. A state of no triputi it is. That is why Kalpanahina. Tasyaiva Kalpanahina Sarupa Grahanam hi yat samadhi avidiyate yat saha samadhi avidiyate, and that is manasa dhyana nishpadhyam. It is obtained through the mind focusing on it. So mind focusing on the names and forms is the world and samsara. Mind focusing on its own source, or mind focusing through the words of Upanishads on to the self. Both are same. देखो शुद्ध आत्मा पे ध्यान कर पाओगे, अनात्मा को त्याग कर, वो काफी है आत्मा पे ले जाने के लिए. या उपनिषदों के शब्दों को उपयोग करके उनको इंडिकेटिव डेफिनेशंस मानकर उस डायरेक्शन में मन को खड़ा करना भी ध्यान है. वी शुड नो ऑल. एंड द अनुभूति में क्या होगा? अहम ब्रह्मास्मि अनुभूति विल बी देयर. नाइदर द माइंड नॉर द माइंड प्रोजेक्टेड त्रिपुटी ऑफ ज्ञाता ज्ञानम ज्ञेयम दृष्टा दर्शन दृश्य और भोक्ता भोग्य प्रेरिता. In this Vedic Avashaya Gita also sweetly guided us now. Sorry, Vishnu Purana. Now ponder over it. Make it simple also. Okay, my mind has to wean away from all vikalpas and focus on its source. Mind has to focus on the self, प्रत्यगात्मा. ऐसा अपनी भाषा में फील करते हुए एवरीडे 10 मिनट्स 5 मिनट्स 2 मिनट्स 3 मिनट्स देते हुए बिना छोड़े पकड़ना है. Another thought that I have to make my new house, own house, is to be never given up. Then every day 100 रुपए 500 1000 दो इकट्ठा करते करते गए. When a good amount money came, then the land is bought. Thereafter again kept the thought in mind, I have to have my own house. Then again collected the money. Then after few years some money came. Then single bedroom kitchen बना दिया. Bedroom itself is a hall and everything. But the whole full-fledged house thought is not given up. Then again struggle 2 years, 3 years, some more money cut off, and then use that for having the another bedroom or duplex or expansion. देखो, in the same way in Adhyatmikata also, keeping clearly in mind, you have to transcend the vikalpas and have to realize the nirvikalpa nirvishesha Brahman. All is in the mind. Mind outward is the samsara. Mind introverted and dissolved in the Atman is moksha. The same mind every day is dissolving in nidra. That's why in nidra is ananda is as good as moksha. But the mind is not dissolving there, it's going only to the layavastha, to only manifest next day. Because the cause of the mind called as ignorance of self, the cause of the mind called as vasana, still they are there. On the heat of the sadhana, when vasanas are burnt, then the ignorance is burnt. Then the mind won't get projected. Then we are in an awakened sleep state. The sleep is sleeping sleep state. The realization is awakened sleep. Just like in the sleep, there is nothing. In the Paramatma Anubhuti, there is nothing other than Paramatma. There is only difference. In sleep, nothing including Paramatma, because we are not aware of Paramatma also in the sleep. In the realization of the self, exactly nothing is common to sleep as well as Paramatma Anubhuti. But in the sleep, nothing is nothing. That's it. But in Paramatma Anubhuti, nothing other than the self means that the Purna Atma will be experienced. That Purnata is again an experience. To lower down the meaning of that Purnata, we say Purnata means all pervading things and beings to say all. In that अनुभूति. बट हम प्रश्न पूछते फिर बोलना पड़ता है. And also after realization, post realization may, when again he work through the upadhis, at that time he is in the identification with that self which is all pervading. The example, you may stay in one room, but the whole house is yours. You may wear one dress, but the whole dresses in the almirah are yours. You may sit in one seat in the car, but the entire car is yours. You may sit in your one chamber in your office, but the entire office is yours. The feeling is there. पूरा ऑफिस है, दफ्तर है, कंपनी है, मेरा है. एवरी मशीनरी मेरा है. एवरी वर्कर मेरे द्वारा अपॉइंटेड है. मैं उनको सैलरी दे रहा हूँ. Sitting at one place. You know, the sitting at one place is physical body. But inside we know I am all that. So to expressing through one body but knows that I am that self who is all pervading. That's the anubhuti. हो गया? Now with this the Siddhanta Jnana is over. Now some sadhanas here and every chapter this Upanishad teaches. What it says, let us do. Now the entry into the 13th mantra and 14th they talk about the most beautiful aspect of practically doing the Mana Nischala, practically doing Mana Atma Samstha, practically doing the Vikalpa Tyaga, Tyakta Sarva Vikalpa, which is said in the second line of the main mantra. Nata Param Veditavyam Kinchit. So etadgneyam nityamevātmasamstam nātah param veditavyam hi kinchid bhokta bhogyam preritarancha matva sarvam proktam trividam brahma metadu. हो गया. How to do, which help we have to take to gather ourselves, to gather our mind as it is prescribed in all Shastras, Upanishads. Here also same thing is prescribed. To begin with our sadhana, take the alambana of the Pranava Omkar. Okay, Omkar ka alamban for everything we can take. Omkar ka alamban for the ekagrata. Omkar ka alamban for the shuddhata. Omkar ka alamban for the sukshmata. Omkar ka alamban means upasana. Omkara upasana to eliminate the negativities. Omkara upasana to invoke the required Shakti from the Samashti. Om is such a all-in-one thing from which everything required for the Adhyatmikata can be invoked. That single syllable Om's Upasana has been indicated in these two as a necessary sadhana, as a very helpful sadhana, though it is for the Manda Madhyama Adhikari, not Uttamadhikari. Uttamadhikari just contemplates and reaches the self. इसको जरूरत है ओम नामक उपासना का, ओम नामक सिलेबल का उपयोगिता जरूरत नहीं हमको. ही जस्ट द उत्तमाधिकारी through the Vishleshana and the Mahavakya of the Upanishad, he reaches the Tattva. Only for the Manda Madhyama Adhikari Omkara. But still, उत्तम हो या मंद हो मध्य हो अधिकारी अधिकारी है. Point one. Second, you cannot fight with where you stand. Like with all my intellectual knowledge, practically in what I deny it, no? I have to accept it, and from there I have to start my own friend maybe over 10,000 lives ahead of me. Ahead of. So what? I have to do my journey from where I am. Nothing to be felt about. Therefore, ओंकार का चाहे वो मंद मध्यमाधिकारी के लिए है, फिर भी हमें उसका उपयोग है. यूज इट. डोंट फील बैड. हो मंद मध्यम के लिए ओंकार तो फिर यू आर नॉट उत्तम. व्हाट टू यूज इट. अब उत्तम भी नहीं, मध्यम भी नहीं, अंधम भी नहीं, अब तो धमाधम है. We have to lift ourselves to कम से कम मिस्टर मंदाधिकारी, देन द मध्यमाधिकारी, उत्तमाधिकारी. तो आज क्या है ना, विल डू द संबंध भाष्य एंड मंत्रोच्चारण. टुमारो अगेन द मंत्रोच्चारण एंड द मंत्रार्थ विथ भाष्य. भगवान कहते हैं हो गया ये वाला तो टॉपिक. ओके, now what is the topic is through the upasana of the Brahma Omkara, wherein Om is used for the Ucharana and Om is used for the Vicharana. उच्चारण से लेकर विचारण तक का, स्थूल से लेकर सूक्ष्म आदि उपासना उपयोगिता ओंकार का लेते हुए getting that Brahma Sakshatkara. That is what is indicated in these two shlokas. Bhashyakara writes in his Sambandha Bhashya. Idanim. That means now he quotes now three Upanishads. There are plenty, three is quoting. Other than what he is quoting, three or four, we ourselves will see tomorrow. So, idanim, now, omiti etena eva aksharena param purusham abhidhyayita. This is a Prashna Upanishad. Om iti etena aksharena param purusham abhidhyayita. By this one single letter syllable of Omkara, the Parama Purusha dhyana should be done. Therefore, to obtain the Parama Purusha, to do the dhyana on that Parama Purusha, the Om is to be taken up as an alambana. So, Parama Purusha abhidhyayata Om iti yeteneva aksharena aksharalambanena. Therefore, Parampurusha Abhidhyana takes us to Parampurusha Anubhuti, which is called Moksha. To do that, Om Akshara, let us take the help of Om iti eteneva Aksharena. What it is, how it is, we are going to study this for 2 or 3 or 4 days, even 5 days. I don't know how much time it will take. We'll try to become as clear and as detailed understanding as possible and required. अभी तो इतना है. ये एक उपनिषद स्ट्रेट अवे शंकर भगवान कोट कर रहे हैं. प्रश्नोपनिषद ओमिति एतेनैव अक्षरेण परम पुरुषम अभिध्यायेत. ओम नामक एक अक्षर से परम पुरुष का ध्यान करना चाहिए. ओम के नाम, ओम के द्वारा परम पुरुष का ध्यान कैसे करते हैं? दैट्स व्हाट वी आर गोइंग टू स्टडी, नो, in the Bhashya as well, in the mantra, in the Bhashya, and we will see the other Upanishads also. Only understand the Upanishads quote now, authority. That omiti etena eva aksharena param purusham abhidhyayeta. Parama purusham abhidhyayeta. It's a Taittiriya Upanishad. Sorry, Prashna Upanishad. Therefore, with the help of the Akshara, Omkara, do the dhyana on the Parama Purusha. Quotation 1 done. Second quotation. Ki omityatmanam yunjita. Om iti. With the help of the Omkara mantra, Atmanam Yunjita, one can yoke or tune oneself to the Atman, the self, and its realization and liberation from the Anatma. सिंपल. ओम इति आत्मानम युक्त. ओम के आलम्बना से, ओम के आधार से, ओम के सहायता से, ओम को पकड़कर अपने अंदर की आत्मा से आप युंजन करो. Right? Now we'll explain tomorrow details. Details are this only. Om is a thought in the beginning, like any name of the Lord, Rama, Krishna. By holding our mind on the Om thought, the mind's so many places running is pulled back. जब जो करते हैं ना वही काम. Again, the Om being Brahman, you pray to the Om, bless me. Om being Hiranyagarbha, you pray to the Om, bless me. Then the Om Ucharanas Agamana Nirgamana. That is a meditation. In this way, we take the help of Om from the Jnana standpoint, from the Upasana standpoint also. Tomorrow we will see all of them. Tomorrow, day after. So, Om iti Atmanam Yunjita, quote number 2 from the Mahanarayana Upanishad. Om namak akshar se Atma ka आप ध्यान करो. Yunjita, tune your mind to the Brahman, the Atman, the self through the help of the Omkara. Third one, ki Om ityatmanam dhyayita. By taking the alambana support of the Om, now you do the dhyana of the Atman. For a Uttamadhikari, he will do the dhyanam only on the Atman. Om alambana not required. But the one who is not able to do the Atma dhyana, rejecting the Anatman, for him to make him reject the Anatman, Om support is given. तुम चल सके तो चलो, नहीं तो लकड़ी पकड़ के चलो. Those who don't need the what do you call the stick, with both legs they walk. In many of the mountaineerings, youngsters they walk without danda, but the person with the age of 40-35 से लेकर बुजुर्ग तक एक सपोर्ट होना ही चाहिए to balance oneself, to take some rest, isn't it? The danda staff, Omkara is like the danda. In the beginning of trekking only, they put there the danda karido. So I used to have always the lakdi, and within some distance, some old lady, everybody struggling to walk, I give her the danda, you take. Then आगे जाकर somewhere again I buy somebody. Then again give. Every yatra comes in 4-5 डंडे give it to people because they don't know. They think that we can walk without support, but we see them, old man, old woman, will give it. So we, the old people, for us the support is Onkar to climb the trekking of Atman Paramatman. Iti, be attentive. Shrutehe, in the Shruti, Atmanam Anvishya, having given to us the Siddhanta Jnanam of the Atman, the nature of the Atman, the Upalabdhisthana, etc. also of the Atman, having given all that in the Upanishad, what it does, para abhidhyane, in the effort of doing meditation on the para, the Supreme Self, to realize it and get moksha, pranavasya niyamat. The pranava upasana niyam ke रूप में, as I quoted in the earlier Upanishads, it is given not only in these three Upanishads, Mahanarayana, Prashna, and the other one, so many. One Upanishad Mandukya is told half of it to Onkara Upasana only. Half is explained of the Atma Tattva, the Turiya Atma, beyond the three avasthas or three Vyaktitvas, three padas. Then the Upasana is all of them we are going to study tomorrow day after. So, what is the Upanishad is doing? Shrutehe Atmanam Anvishya means Siddhanta Jnana Spashta Rup se dekar para abhidhyane. When we have to realize that self, or that when we have to do the dhyana on the para vastu, pranavasya niyamat. So pranava is given as niyama, a support. It is a support to quieten our mind, etc. Therefore, niyamat abhidhyana angatvena. What is the pranava? It's the anga of the abhidhyana. Before we enter into the ultimate dhyana on the self, the Omkara dhyana is given as anga for that. Therefore, pranavam darshayati. That pranava, ओंकार को मुख्य ध्यान के अंग भूतों के रूप में सारे उपनिषद में बताए जाने के कारण हियर ऑल्सो द श्रुति माता प्रणव का हमको फिर से सपोर्ट दे रहा है. So three quotations he gave, and he said every Upanishad having told about the Brahma Tattva before reaching to the state of doing direct meditation on Brahma Tattva as a anga of the dhyana, Omkara Niyama is given. Niyama is the word we'll explain tomorrow. Please remember, very important thought. Any niyamas that are there, whether it is the traffic niyamas, whether it is the governmental niyamas, whether it is the health niyamas, whether the official niyamas, any niyamas are there, just to please remember, it is to protect us, for us to grow. Niyama is not to oblige someone. Like I'm not following the traffic rule for the traffic police. No, not for the government, not for the traffic department, not for the other travelers. I am following the traffic rule for my safety. And ahara niyama, arogya niyamas, I am not doing for obliging someone by sake. In the same way, Omkara is to be taken as niyama for our own self before we enter into meditation on the actual self. So we just have seen it. Once more we go through it. We study the mantra, we explain it, then we take up the Bhashyam and study it, and then root all other Upanishads. Prashna anyway quoted here, Kata Upanishad, Mandukya Upanishad, exhaustively what they spoke about Omkara, we try to study. Let it one day, पूरा एक दिन लगाएंगे, काफी हो जाएगा मेरे ख्याल में. Let us do the mantra. Om Vahneryatha Yoni Gatasya Murtihi न दृश्यते नैव च लिङ्गनाशः सभूय एवेन्धनयो निगृह्यः तद्वो भयं वै प्रणवेन देहे वह्नेर्यथा योनिगतस्य मूर्तिः न दृश्यते नैव च लिङ्गनाशः सभूय एवेन्धनयो निगृह्यः तद्वो भयं वै प्रणवेन देहे. Remember friends, in the beginning everything is chaotic, confusing, and unfamiliar. When we are born, who are the people around? We are confused only. Only after 1 year or so, we understand. So, oh, yeah, correct. When you drive a car, when you manage an office, everywhere in the beginning, it is the beginning. So, how are we be familiar with it? घोड़े चलाओ, हाथी चलाओ, गधा चलाओ, कार चलाओ, स्विमिंग करो, कुछ भी करो. शुरू में सब मुश्किल होता है, but later on, When you continue, you become familiar. So too is the Shastras. These Shastra we are studying first time. We are not familiar even with the vocabulary. Then how can we imagine that समझ में एक बार में आ जाए और फील करते मेरे को कुछ समझ में नहीं आया. When you marry your wife or husband, is it that first day only you have understood her or she understood you? और 70 साल हो गए अभी तक समझ नहीं आया. एक दूसरे को समझते हैं तो why will she go to her satsang and why you come to your satsang? You should together sit and do satsang, no? So it takes time. And the only one understanding in the family is what? That he cannot be understood. So accept him. She also does the same thing. He also. The shant ho jata hai zindagi. So it takes time to become familiar with the words, vocabulary, word meaning and all. And when we are relentless, when we are applying, within few days only, we understand each of the Upanishad and the theme given. This we are enjoying in our reading Adi Shankara Bhagwan's texts. One after another, लगाते जा रहे 15वां टेक्स्ट अब आ गया धन्याष्टकम. See how beautiful. First line 3 धन्यता, second line 4 धन्यता, third line 4 धन्यता again. है ना 8 8 3 11 धन्यताएं क्या है पहले श्लोक में ही बताया आपको. तज्ज्ञानं प्रशमकरं यदिन्द्रियाणां तज्ज्ञेयं यदुपनिषत्सु निश्चितार्थं ते धन्याः भुवि परमार्थनिश्चितेहाः शेषास्तु भ्रमनिलये परिभ्रमन्ति. So let's continue. Om 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 Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamādāya Purnamevāvashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Parabrahmashibhyo Parabrahmane Shruti Matre Namaha Tatsat Brahmarpणमस्तु. Thank you friends for patience. Join in 5 minutes for Gita class. Hari Om.